The Vegetarian is a dark, confronting novel telling the story of Hyung-hae, a no-frills housewife who, because of a series of violent nightmares, decides to give up all meat in the house and convert to vegetarianism. It uses grotesque imagery and complex emotions to tell the story of her deteriorating mental state as she tries to find innocence in a world centered around unavoidable violence, all while highlighting the inability for humans to understand the people closest to them. Our zine was the first creative piece we chose to tackle after completing the novel. We used photography and image manipulation to explore the emotional themes present throughout each chapter of the book in a free-form, experimentational manner. It allowed us the freedom to express what we as individual members thought of the book, while giving us the chance to reflect on it as inspiration for the final cover and poster. The first spread involved me taking photos of my pillow and replicating blood with tomato sauce to symbolize the dreams affecting the protagonist throughout the first chapter. The first pillow from which the blood is dripping from represents the beginning of her dreams, which were the initial cause of her vegetarianism. The second pillow illustrates the continuation of her shame as a result of having eaten meat, and last being them stopped due to her insomnia as signified by the untouched pillow and end of blood flow. Unlike the first image, the second image depicts the last chapter in the book by using photos of my hand in which the protagonist expresses her desire to become a tree, as these are unable to cause harm to animals. During the chapter, she explains while completing a handstand that trees are upside down. This was aimed to explore that concept as it is the root cause of her vegetarianism and highlights the deterioration of her mental state throughout the book. Spread 2 saw similar practical techniques used in order to display the violence behind her decision, as visible from the shattering of her face to demonstrate her mental health in the first image, and tree-shaped blood coming from the cabbage she is holding in the second. Because each spread was created by a different student in a different style, we chose the use of white space as a common theme to tie them together. We felt that this was a way to visualize the bleakness of Hyung-hae throughout the book, and the lifelessness and isolation caused by her decision. The designed book cover involved more planning than the zine. We wanted it to be visually appealing while still being an accurate representation of what we took from the story. To explore ideas and share our thoughts, we started brainstorming by summarizing each chapter, detailing overriding emotions and key imagery that left a lasting impression on us. After this, we started mind mapping these elements in a rich picture style in order to draw correlations between them. A faceless image of a girl was an accurate depiction of Hyung-hae as a character throughout the book, and something that we wanted to use as a centerpiece for the cover. Her emotions and motivations are only told to the reader through the perspective of others, giving her a sense of facelessness due to those around her failing to understand her. We used fabric offcuts to achieve this look, wetting it and draping it over each other until we got a photo displaying clear facial features. This was then blended into a white fabric background. We also wanted to visually depict the strong desire in which the brother-in-law felt towards Hyung-hae's innocence. Our brainstorming identified a t-shirt as being an object used in describing the pivotal point of his attraction, one of realization as to his feelings after her warm blood soaked his shirt. We therefore thought it fitting that the same fabric should be photographed for the background texture as the one suffocating Hyung-hae on the cover. This demonstrates other people's selfish intentions suffocating her throughout the book. The use of flowers was another element we wanted to incorporate visually. These play an important transitional role to the character in the second half of the book. By having them painted on her body, she is becoming a canvas to elements that by her beliefs are truly innocent. This viewpoint later becomes more extreme as her mental state deteriorates and due to shame seeks to transform into a tree to become innocent. We originally wanted to have flowers bursting through the fabric covering her face to signify this desire of innocence coming from a past of violence, however struggled to make them look natural and believable. To keep with the same theme and portray the same message, trees were drawn using fake blood on fabric offcuts, photographed and then added to surround her face and emerge from the text. The font used for the title and author of the book throughout both the book cover and poster was also painted using the same fake blood. This was completed before the tree and formed a basis for the themes showcased. The new cover portrays certain key points in the novel effectively, illustrating the dark underlying tone which we felt throughout our reading. We found the design process and mapping to help immensely in including as many elements as possible in a grotesque, unsettling way. The poster was treated as an extension of our book cover, maintaining many of the same visual themes in order to achieve the same message. We wanted it to be more recognizable and identifiable rather than exploratory. We used the same font and t-shirt texture to convey the same messages, with two blood trees drawn on either side. Our intended impact stemmed from visual intrigue into the opposing imagery in contrast to the vegetarian title, as we believe that the purpose of a poster is to attract people to the novel. It is something to quickly spark intrigue into a storyline, and was therefore designed to be more easily digestible while still adhering to the overriding key imagery and themes. This aimed to give viewers a glimpse into the dark world Han Kang so expertly crafted.